for another edition of Voice of Reason. This is Jake Schwartz again here at the Bala Golf Club here in Philadelphia, PA, the site of, yes, like in a hospital, Voice of Reason's home hospital. And indeed, we have another great guest here today at the Philly Sports Writers Golf Association, the great of greats, Daily News writer himself, recently retired. I know, he can't help it, Mike Kern. Mike, how are you?
Took an early buyout. There's a difference.
That's true. Mike, how are you?
I survived. I didn't have a heat stroke. Life is good.
It's great to see you, as always, and to talk with you. And we had a great day again here at the Philly Sports Writers. Sam Carcini running yet another great event. Your thoughts on today?
Well, you know, when I was working, this was my time of the year, so I haven't really played in this in a while. Now that have free time, I came, and it's nice to see the guys. You know, I got to play with Gary Petoskey, my former boss, John Quinn, who was the editor of the Inquirer before Gary. And it was fun. I mean, we had a great time out there. It's nice when you're hitting somebody else's drives.
Yes.
You know, and Bow is a nice, fairly, because distance is my problem now. You know, I just don't hit the ball as long as I used to. But when you're playing a shorter course and I hit a couple drives, we used a few of mine. And it was just, it wasn't too hot. I know everybody was worried about how hot it was going to be, but you know what? When you're shoveling 8 inches of snow in the middle of February, think about days like this, they don't seem too bad.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And officially, you were with the Inquirer or Daily News, for how long?
38 years.
38 years. And if
give or
there's
take
one moment that you had at the Daily News, is there one moment in particular that stands out to you?
I mean, to pick one moment, I mean, of things I covered, I mean, it would be the one thing that we did that I think was the best thing we ever did. We had a boss named Caesar Alsop.
Yes. Who
was our second in command. He passed away. I'm going to get the year wrong, but it was around 2004 in that time range.
Yes.
The next year we did a golf tournament to raise money for his son to send him up and send him to college. And we had never done anything like that before, and we did it. We were hoping to raise about $10,000. We went to Westover up in Norristown. People treated us great. We wound up raising around $23,000, and it was just to be part of that day, and to be sitting there at the end of the day and say we did this. It was like one of the great feelings. We were sad to lose Caesar, but we were glad that we could do something to help his memory and that kind of thing.
You had such a fabulous career, and you've always been such a great outgoing person. I remember when I was in high school, and you spoke to us.
And I was only like 50. I was only like 53 then. Or?
I think so. Yeah, at the Jeremy Treatment's play-by-play camps, and you certainly have been a great influence on different people, such as City of Basketball loves Josh Verlin. I know that you've watched Josh grow through the rankings over the last few years, and I remember. I got to work a few Temple games and be around you, whether it was football again or basketball. And what's the thing, your message to the young men and women who are coming up now in the writing rankings?
Well, the business has changed. I mean, it's a whole lot different than when I got into it, or even 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a tougher business. People are losing jobs all the time. I mean, all you got to do is look at Comcast, look at our papers, look at suburban papers. So
everybody's on the internet now, it seems like.
Yeah, and that can be good and it can be bad. Everybody has a voice. I'm not sure everybody should have a voice, but that's the way the world works now. You know, I wanted Ray Didinger to be my voice. I wanted, now it's like Bob from Manioc can be your voice. And
or the voice, possibly.
And sometimes people, but I would say to people coming up now, if they want to get into it, I say you got to be well-rounded.
Yes.
You have to be able to do podcasts. You have to be able to, I'm not a great social media person, never was, because I wasn't brought up on the internet. You got to be adept at that, and you got to be able to write, which I think gets lost in the equation sometimes. Is some people, there's so many other things going on that maybe they don't focus on that, although maybe that's the thing, not the thing people want you to focus on. And most of all, you got to work hard. It's much harder. I worked hard, but I mean, I had guys like Josh. You just mentioned Josh. I mean, he works really hard to get his foot in the door and create a niche for himself that somebody's, and if you can be unique, if you can be something, which Josh kind of is, that to me, you got to give somebody a reason to want you. If there's 30 other people, and if you're all the same, if you can do something that separates you from them,
it's the best source for high school and college sports.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Kern, as always, we always enjoy seeing you around, and we thank you again for stopping by. And you can. Mike
That's
Kern,
what I do best.
That's what he does. Mike Kern again here at the Bala Golf Club for the Philly Sports Writers Association. Thank you, Mike.